Hello guys, how are you doing? It's your homeboy Guy. I hope you're doing great. I'm fine, and yeah, this time I'm not outside working. I'm just at home, but I wanted to absolutely respond to a question that I got in one of my video. Actually, if you go back on some of my past video, there's one video where I was saying that I have been arrested in the airport and then sent back to out of the Philippines, and I was actually giving some tips on those for those people who are entering the Philippines on how to overcome this challenge. And I got a question from let me read her name. I got a question from Flor Maquisu. I hope I pronounce your name properly. Flor Maquisu 6115. And actually she had two questions. The first question was uh, if it's a sponsor who's uh, inviting you here in the Philippines and they are offering you a stay, do you still need to book a reservation? And the second question was, how many cash do I need in order for me to live in the Philippines? So I will elaborate a little bit on the second question, but on the very first question, I'm just going to answer it straightforward. For a sponsor, it can stand as hotel. When I say on my video, you need to reserve an hotel, it's supposed that you have nobody here to take care of you. I mean, you have nowhere to stay. At that moment, you need to book an hotel. But if you have somewhere or someone who's willing to, take care of you, you don't need anymore to book hotel. Recently, I have a relative who went in the Philippines, and just to give you an example, I have a relative who went to the Philippines a couple months ago actually. I didn't have to book any hotel. I just put my address, my complete detail, and saying that she will stay with me. And it was enough for her to enter without any reservation. But what I have to tell you, Flor, it's that the person who's going to, I mean, the sponsor, as you call it, it can be a friend, I don't know, but that sponsor should show every guarantee that they are willing and able to take care of you once you are here in the Philippines. They should have a very well-known address, maybe a stable job, all these things that you usually need regardless the country where you're traveling. Actually, this is not a specificity of Philippines. It's even worse when you go to some developed country like Japan, France, USA. They are even strict with that one. The person who's going to be your sponsor should show a lot of document like a bank account, the complete address, proof that they can pay bills, proof that they can take care of you, proof of the income. So it includes a lot of stuff. So I will even probably tell you that hotel can be easier in terms of providing documentation where you're going to stay compared to a sponsor, because the sponsor need to provide actually a lot of document, but it's not impossible. On my case, I have been a sponsor for a relative, and then she went inside the Philippines without any problem, and up to date, I'm still stand as a sponsor. So I hope I have answered that first question. Regarding the sponsor, if the sponsor will take care of you here in the Philippines, you don't need to book the hotel, but the sponsor will have to prove a lot of stuff before the Bureau of Immigration let you in. Of course, we just want to make sure that the person who's going to take care of you is showing every detail, money, address, stable income, in order for you to pass. Okay, here is the second concern from Flo. How much do I need when it's come to I'm not sure if you were talking about entering in the Philippines or actually living in the Philippines, but I will suppose that you're already inside the Philippines. And how much do you need to live in the Philippines? Actually, you will be surprised, but I don't know where you're from, but if you are from Cameroon or maybe from some country in Africa, I will definitely tell you that the cost of living in Africa can be more expensive than the Philippines. A lot of people used to think that Africa is, but the cost of living in Africa can be more expensive than the cost of living in the Philippines. Of course, it all depends of your lifestyle. I cannot just give you a square answer, but I'm going to give you some idea of how people live here, and then from there, you can come up with your own number. For example, a typical breakfast in the Philippines here can easily cost you $1. I don't know where you're from, but you can easily make the computation. The typical breakfast can just cost you $1. $1. That's like 55, 58 pesos if you do the math in the local currency. That's for the breakfast. Lunch, typical lunch can just take you 100 pesos. And I'm not really going to the bottom, like, the cheapest. I'm just saying that, okay, top of my mind like that. 100 pesos, you can have a lunch here in the Philippines. And for dinner, I can even bring it down again around, no, let's say 100 pesos for lunch, 100 pesos for dinner, and 50 pesos for breakfast. So around 250 pesos, you can already have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the Philippines. So 200 pesos, when you convert it, it's how much? That's going to be probably around $5 or a little bit less than $5 a day to have a complete good meal. And I'm supposing that you're just buying stuff outside, because if you're trying to like go in the saving mode, you're starting buying stuff outside, for weekly stuff, and then store it to your house. You can just do the math. So if you go for 250 a day, so that's like $5, and then you make it times a week, so that times 7, that's like $35 that you need weekly in order for you to eat properly. Now, when it's come to me to the location, to rents, $100 can already be enough for you to get, not a bed space, but like a 22 or 30 square meter. Like I was saying in my previous video, it just depends on the area where you're planning to stay. But definitely with $100 which is going to be around 5 or a little bit less than 6,000 pesos, you can already get a fair place where you can sleep. So that's really average. If you're just entering the Philippines and then you're already on the high saving mode. But definitely, if you want to upgrade your lifestyle, things will be quickly go higher. Your rent can easily reach the $250 to $300 a month, right? Your food can easily reach the $250 for example, weekly. So it just depends of how tight you want to make your budget. We don't really have a square answer on how much someone needs, because it depends of everyone's lifestyle. You need to consider you going outside, having some fun with maybe people around you. The transportation, definitely, it's also one of the cheapest in the world. To me, that's probably one of the cheapest way of transportation in the world. They have jeepney here. It's like literally 20 cents. Well, like around, 20 cents in dollar. And then you can already have a transportation can really transport you to like 3 to 4 kilometer distance just for 20 cents. If you are coming from Africa, especially in Cameroon, there is no transportation for 20 cents. I think the minimum will be like half dollar at least to think of a transportation. But here, even for less than $50, you can already have a transportation, right? So again, this is just case by case. We cannot just generalize everything. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know what you can be set for and what you cannot be set for, what you can afford or what you cannot afford, the place that you can stay or the place that you cannot stay. Maybe if you have a budget and then I was aware of the budget that you have, I could have tell you if with this budget you can really stay in the Philippines and which place you can stay in the Philippines with the budget that we have, because of course, depending on the area where you're staying also, price can easily go high. There are some cities that are quite cheaper compared to some other cities. So there's a lot of parameters that you need to take in consideration. But for someone just coming in the Philippines, I will really say Philippines is one of the cheapest country that I have been in the world. So yeah, now it's just a question of what's your lifestyle. What do you need in order for you to feel like you're comfortable? So I hope I have answered your concern, Flora. I hope I have answered your concern, Flo Makusu. I think you're from Cameroon, the way that the noun sounds like. So I hope I have answered your concern. And for those who are also wondering about this kind of stuff, I hope you have an answer to those questions. You have more questions, just leave it in the comment. And as usual, whenever I will have a chance to, I'm always answering questions a little bit late. So sorry about that. I will make sure that I take time to answer your concern. So while waiting, take care of yourself and be bala.